5 students, A, B, C, D, and E, from the class of a coaching institute appear for 3 tests, Math, Science, and English. All the students got different scores in each subject and hence got different ranks from 1 to 5 in every subject, 1 being the highest rank and 5 being the lowest rank. Though a student might get the same rank in 2 tests. Later on in each test, the 2 students who got ranks 4 and 5 asked for a re-evaluation. Their tests were re-evaluated and it was found that still all 5 students had different scores and hence different ranks. But the ranks of those 2 students improved, thus degrading the ranks of some of the top 3 rankers. Further, it is known that only D had the same rank in 2 tests before re-evaluation. In maths, B's rank improved by 1, and so on and so forth. In science, A and C slipped by 2 places. In English, after re-evaluation, D's rank improved to 1, and so on and so forth. So, what exactly is happening is, suppose we have these 5 ranks given to 5 people. Let's call them A, B, C, D, and E. Then, in each of the tests, the bottom 2, they applied for re-evaluation and their scores or their ranks improved. So D and E, they are going to get at a rank higher or a better rank than their existing rank. So this is pre-re-evaluation and this is post-re-evaluation. So let's say D and E, they both reach at the top, as in D reaches at the first and E reaches at the second, or we may have E reaches at the first and D reaches at the second, right? Because they now get more marks. Now, when these 2 move over to occupy the top 2, the position of A, B, and C will fall in the same sequence because there is no change in the marks of A, B, C as such. The only 2 people whose marks have been changed has been D and E. So if they both go to the top, as in D from 4th it moves to 1st and E moves to 2nd, or maybe D moves to 2nd and E's re-evaluated marks is so much more now that E turns out to be the top guy. So D and E, whenever the position they change, and it will always change, D and E will not remain the same. After re-evaluation, the ranks of the 2 students, the bottom 2 students, they will always improve. There could be another possibility where, let's say, D moved to the 2nd position and let's say E moved to the 4th one. In that case, A will stay at its own position, B will dip by 1 rank, and C will dip by 2 ranks. So C will change from 4th to 6th, E moves from 4th to 5th. That's where C will go from 3rd to 5th. So these are the ranks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So C has moved from 3rd to 5th. E has moved from 5th to 4th. D has moved from 4th to 2nd. A remains the same. So the rank of only one person will remain the same if the bottom 2, one of the 2 people at the bottom 2, after re-evaluation, one of them reaches the 2nd position. And there are going to be a lot of different scenarios. So let's straight away move over to the question and see what kind of scenarios and what types of questions are given and what all we need to draw. So the first question is, what is the sum of ranks of B in the 3 tests before evaluation? It's a theta question, so we are supposed to have a definite sum of ranks. Question number 7, which of the following is definitely true? Again, one of the options is supposed to be definitely true. Question number 8 is a theta question. Question number 9 is something definite. 10th is definite. That means whatever we are going to draw, it should have some definite positions for each one of them. So, shouldn't we do something like this is rank 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is pre-revaluation and post-revaluation of the subject 1. Then we have subject 2, subject 3, pre-revaluation and post-revaluation, pre and post. So I believe we should be drawing a table like this, so that we can write down the name of the person who is at the first position before revaluation and what is his position after revaluation. So having drawn the table like that, this is what we are going to get. The first subject being maths, the second being science, the third being English. The first statement says only D had the same rank in 2 tests before revaluation. Right now, the table is not full. We don't know where to put. Second point says in maths, B's rank improved by 1 place after revaluation and A was ranked 3 thereafter. So afterwards, A was ranked 3 and D was the only person whose rank remained unchanged. This is only possible if D was at the first position since the beginning. Now, B's rank improved by 1. That means B is going to be 1 among the bottom 2. Suppose if B is at the 4th rank before. So after revaluation, its rank will improve by 1 and it will go to 3rd position, which is already occupied by A. So B can't be at the 4th. So there is only one possibility where B could be at 5th position and B moved to 4th. Now, if A was at the 4th position and because the bottom 2 people, they are going to send their papers for revaluation and their scores will increase, thereby increasing their ranks. That means the guy who is at the 2nd position will remain at the 2nd position. The person who was at the 3rd will now move to 5th because these two are going to occupy the place between X and Y. But it is given that D was the only person whose rank remained unchanged. That tells us that A was not at the 4th position, but rather A must have been at a position which would have been at the 2nd one, such that A's position dropped. If A's position dropped, that means the person who was at the 4th position must have reached to 2nd, and the person who was at the 3rd position will move to 5th. So we don't know who these X or Y they are. There are only 2 letters that we are left with, which are going to be C and E. So at 4th, if we have C, so at 2nd, we will have C. If we have E at 4th, then at 2nd, we are going to have E. And accordingly, at 3rd, we are going to have E and C. And at 5th, we are going to have E and C. So these are the different people at the 5 ranks before and after the revaluation of the paper in math subject. Now, let's move to the next point. In science, A and C slipped by 2 places. Now, somebody is over here at 1st position will now move to 3rd. This is only going to happen if the bottom 2 people, they move to the top 2. That's when XYZ will now change to top 2 and XYZ. So they will move by 2 places. There is no other reason. There is no other way why this will happen. Okay. So it says that A and C, they slipped by 2 places and none of them was ranked 1 before revaluation. And B's rank remained unchanged. Now, if B's rank remains unchanged, he is going to be at the top. The 2 people at the bottom that we are going to have is going to move here. And this guy may be A and C, or it may be C and A. They are going to move to 4th and 5th respectively. We don't know about the remaining 2 people who were at the bottom before revaluation. So let's call them D or E, or maybe E or D. And then after, they will accordingly get better by 2 places. So this is what we will have. Okay, let's move to the English subject. In English, after reevaluation, D's rank improved to 1. Improved by 1, it's not written. It says to 1, as in D becomes the first guy. And A's rank improved to 3. That means A moved to 3rd. These 2 must be definitely the bottom 2 guys, because these are the only 2 people whose ranks will improve, isn't it? Now, it is given that A and B had the same sum of ranks before and after reevaluation. Now, if you look at the rank of A, it is 3 later on, and before it may have been 4 or 5. So the sum of the ranks of A may have been 7 or 8. Now, if I talk about B, suppose B was at the 1st position. So if B is at the first position, later on it needs to be at 6th position to get a 7 or a 7th position to get an 8. We don't have those many ranks, right? So B can't be at the first position. Next, if B was at the second position, then in order to get a 7th, B should move to 5th to get a 7. And to 6th to get a 8, but there is no 6th rank, so that is not going to happen. Okay. B may be at the 3rd position. To get at the 7th position, it's going to be at the 4th later on, or it may move to 5th. So these are the possibilities where B could go to. So we don't know where B is. We are pretty sure that B is not at the first. B could be at the 2nd position or the 3rd position before the reevaluation. Okay. So now what we'll do is we'll move to the first statement, the statement that we missed. Only D had the same rank in 2 tests before reevaluation. So if I look at D in maths, before reevaluation, it was first. In science, it is going to be 4th or 5th before reevaluation. And in English, it is going to be 4th or 5th, right here as well. Now, if we talk about A's rank getting improved to 3, so the sum of the ranks is going to be A's rank afterwards is 3, and previously if it was 4, then D is going to be at the 5th and it moves over to 1st. Okay, so the ranks may change the way it feels like. Since it says only D had the same rank in 2 tests. So if you are going to use this, then before reevaluation, if we talk about it, so we are pretty sure that in maths, if before reevaluation A is here, so A can't be before reevaluation in science. Since A can't be there, so A has to be at the 3rd. Now, between D and E, since A is at the 3rd position before, now let's talk about D and E. Now, if we are going to have E here in the math subject, so we are going to have, we can't have E in the science. So it's going to be D. That is going to force English ka D at the 5th position, and A turns out to be at the 4th. Okay. So that tells us that we can't have we can't have C here. Reason being, C is already there. We can't have E here because E may be here. So C can't be here, E can't be here. So what if we put B here? No, B can't be here. So the combination that makes sense is if B takes here 5th position, sorry, 3rd position before English, and 3 plus 4, if B moves here, if B is going to be 3rd, then B is going to be final here as well. If B is going to take the 2nd position, then B is going to be 2nd last as well. Well, 2 plus 4 will not make sense. Okay, so here it goes. If we name them as X, Y, Z, so the sequence is going to be X, Y, Z. Now, if I take B at the 1st, so this is going to be 2nd. So the sum of the ranks is going to be 1 plus 2, which is not 7. If suppose B is at the 2nd position, then B turns out to be 4th. So 2 plus 4 is 6, which is still not 7 or 8. which is true for option A. So that tells us B is going to be at the third rank before the revaluation, and B is at the last rank after revaluation. So B goes at the bottom. So the sum is 3 plus 5, 8. That tells us A is going to be at the 5th rank initially, and D is at the 4th. Since A is at the last, and only D had the same rank in 2, this is the only possibility where D could have been there. So D can't be the last rank in science. Now we can say that D is the only guy who had the same rank in 2 tests, right? Now, since we have A and C, they are going to slip by 2 places. So C is going to slip by 2 places, as in from 2nd it will move to 4th, and A from 3rd will move to 5th. So this is the sequence in which C and A will move. Now, since we know that C has taken the 2nd rank before, C cannot take the 2nd rank before in English. So C goes at the top and E goes here. The same sequence should be followed after as well, so that C is above E. So this is what we get for C and E. Fine. So this is the entire sequence of the table that we have. Let's now move over to the questions. Question number 6. What is the sum of ranks of B in the 3 tests before revaluation? So let's look at before revaluation. Rank of B in the first test is 5. Rank of B in the second test is 1. And the rank of B in the third test is 3. So the sum of ranks is 5 plus 4, which is going to be 9. So we have to type in 9 because it is a theta question. So the answer is 9. Question number 7. Which of the following is definitely true? C was ranked 4 in maths before revaluation. So if you're talking about maths before revaluation, C was ranked 4th. So this may be true, may not be true. Not definitely true. Next, D was ranked 2nd in science after revaluation. So if you're talking about science after revaluation, D may have been ranked 2nd. So definitely not true. Next option, E was ranked 2nd in English before revaluation. So before revaluation in English, E was ranked 2nd. So this is definitely true. The correct option is option C. Question number 8. In science, for how many students their exact ranks can be calculated before revaluation? So if you are looking at science before revaluation, we can see that everybody's rank, all the 5 people ranks, can be evaluated, can be calculated before revaluation, right? So 5 is going to be the answer, all 5 of them. Question number 9. If C was ranked 4 before evaluation in maths, so before evaluation in maths, if C is ranked 4th, that means E is ranked 3rd. That means the bottom 2 guys are C and B, where B takes the 4th position, and C's rank is supposed to improve, then C should take the 2nd rank. That means E will take the 5th rank after revaluation. So what was the rank of E after revaluation in maths? So it's going to be rank 5. Option D. Question number 10. Which of the following 5 students was definitely not ranked 2 before or after evaluation in any of these 3 subjects? So if you look at the first option A was ranked 2nd. If you look at option B, rank 2nd, B never exists. So option B is going to be the answer. C does exist as the 2nd rank, and D may exist at the 2nd rank. So B is the only guy who never was there at the 2nd rank before or after the revaluation. Correct option is B.